Are you wondering, should I forgive him? I'm Rosetta. Pick a card, and I'll do a detailed tarot reading for you with your guidance from Spirit to answer the question, should I forgive him? So it's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Let me give you a second to look at them. Timestamp for the card you chose will be in the description below. All right, everyone, let's go. Welcome, Group 1. So I'm shuffling the cards for you right now. So as I do that, please focus your mind on the person that you are wondering about forgiving. And for all 3 of the cards today, I've chose different representations of the High Priestess because I want it to be that you're going to know the right thing to do in this situation. You're going to use your inner High Priestess, your inner wisdom, to be able to know what to do. All right? So I always believe that even though this is a group reading, remember, it's not a one-to-one reading. So the outcome of this reading will not fit every person. If it doesn't fit you, please check out the readings for Group 2 and Group 3. But I believe if you're focusing your mind, you're feeling into that person you want to know about, that there's a better chance that I will be able to connect with you. All right, guys, let's see what we have for you. Should I forgive him? All right. What do we have coming up here? A couple of these cards are talking about the situation. Okay. So Spirit, first of all, wants you to know that you are going to be able to make the best decision in this case. And it's also saying that you have really felt bound up in this question. Should I forgive? Should I not forgive? What does forgiving even mean? Does forgiving mean letting this person back into my life? Now, in this particular reading, it's looking like we're talking about either a romantic partner or another person in your life that kind of wishy-washy. Okay, we've got the King of Cups here. So one day it's one way, and then another day it's another day. You don't feel the stability with what's going on with this person. So now as we get on to these final 2 cards here, 4 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, it's just speaking to the confusion you're feeling about this situation. So of course, when we see a situational reading like this that doesn't give you a clear answer, we need to pull some extra cards and find out. All right, Spirit, I understand that you're talking about the situation that Group 1 is feeling. How can Group 1 get to this Queen of Pentacles clarity on what's going on with the situation? Should she forgive, though? Okay, it's almost like Group 1, you're confusing yourself about this situation. All right, so once again, this is just speaking to the high level of confusion about this. So I need more cards. You know, this is just telling us more about, it's almost like this person has confused you to such an extent that Page of Swords is not, so Page of Swords, almost the opposite of the Queen of Pentacles. On the surface, this person is doing things to make you feel like you're just sort of slashing around. You don't know what to do. 2 of Swords. You're one day you're feeling, yes, I should forgive. The next day, no. You're not able to get in touch with your own higher wisdom. Okay, so stick with me, please, Group 1. What should Group 1 do? Okay, Group 1. If you are feeling like, if it's a situation of forgiving this person with the idea of taking this person back into your life as a romantic partner, Deep down, Spirit is saying, deep down you know this is not a good thing for you to do. And that's the source of part of your confusion. Any love that you give to this person, whether it's a romantic partner or not a romantic partner, any love that you give to this person is not going to be returned to you. So what you have already been experiencing with this person is what is going to continue. So does that mean that it's what is your definition of forgiveness? Forgiveness will help you if you just can come to a closure about this person in your life and do that independently. This person is not going to likely sincerely apologize for what has happened. This person is not going to change. This is just about you closing the door to this situation, making peace in your heart about what has happened and moving on. So what we see so far, if we go back a few cards, is that this moving on is not here. So here's our card of moving on, Six of Swords. The moving on is not happening because you're waiting for some kind of closure between the two of you. That Spirit is saying here is not going to happen, and you probably know it's not going to happen. Okay? So what you're currently feeling deep down is what the situation really is. So just return back to the deepest knowing that you have about what has transpired with this person, who this person is, and go with that. So no amount of hoping and wishing is going to change that around. But you can have peace. And even more than that, you can have a life that gives you everything you want. As soon as you free yourself from this current situation. All right, group one, that's what I have for you. Did this reading speak to you? If it did, please like this video, leave me a quick comment. I always respond and I always love to hear from you. Want to know when a new video posts? Please hit subscribe and click the notification bell. I'm sending you love and blessings for a beautiful week ahead, and I hope to see you in my next video. Welcome, group two. As I'm shuffling the cards for you, please focus your mind on the person you want to know about. Should I forgive him? The question we're asking today. And, this is a group tarot reading, guys. So this reading is not going to be accurate to each individual who views it. It's not going to be individual to you the same way that a one-to-one tarot reading would be. So bear that in mind, and as I start talking about the cards, as I lay them out, if it doesn't seem to suit your situation, please check out the reading for group one or group three. All right, guys, here we go. What do we have for you? All right, let's keep going. Interesting. Should you forgive him? Okay, don't worry. I always say don't worry about the death card. This is talking about transformation, transition. Please don't worry when you see the death card appear. So we start out with the world in reverse. So this person has turned your world upside down is the most mundane interpretation of this card appearing in this reading. And we have the death here, likely of a lot of hopes and dreams. So I'm reading here, when we talk about who is this person you need to forgive, a very dear friend or a romantic relationship. So we see the Knight of Cups in reverse. This either was, if there was a romantic element involved, this was something that you hoped was going to turn into a romantic relationship, and then it really went sour. It didn't end up being what you wanted it to be. And one of the likely reasons, so here's how you're going to know if you're in the right group for this reading. This is a person who turned out not to have the qualities that you envisioned him having when you first became attracted to this person. So if this is a friendship zone person, perhaps this person betrayed a trust, ended up hurting you in some way. If this was the beginnings of a relationship, or a relationship of a few months perhaps, you find out that this person did something that led you to see that he was not the person of the character that you had hoped that he would be, or that they would be. All right, so should you forgive him though? So we've described the situation, but should you forgive the person? And I'm going to take that in the way that we can always forgive anyone in our lives. We can choose to forgive without forgetting. We can choose to forgive without letting that person back into our lives. So there's many ways you can forgive someone. So should you forgive this person and allow this person back into your life though? Because you always have the opportunity to forgive. You don't have to ask that in a reading, right? Okay, so Spirit is telling me here that if you do forgive, and not only forgive, but have a conversation with this person around forgiveness, around your feelings, maybe they've even asked you to forgive, but you want to have a conversation, because what I see happening here is if you do forgive, and not only unilaterally forgive, but if you forgive and have a deep talk with this person, a lot of things that you didn't understand before are going to come clear to you. So there's going to be an understanding, especially if there was deception involved, if somebody said something behind your back, if someone cheated on you. Not that you need to take them back into your life, but you're going to come away with a much better understanding of what happened and why. You're going to take back control by forgiving. So you're going to be able to say, okay, now I no longer feel I'm being yanked around and played around with. I now, by the act of deciding to forgive, I've taken back the sense of ownership over my own life. I'm no longer allowing someone to yank me around. But we also have the Empress in reverse. So what this is telling me here is, if you feel that you were 100% right and this other person was 100% wrong, you're also going to be able to find what role you may have played and what happened. And that is great, because when you realize that, well, maybe I did some things that encourage this other person to act out against me. So if you find out that you had a role, then for future relationships, you get to learn from that and say, such things maybe as, let's just give a few examples, such things as, well, I'm not going to let the next person into my life quite as fast as I did with this person. I'm not going to tell this person all my secrets right away. I'm not going to let this person be the exclusive romantic partner in my life right away. I'm going to take more time to get to know this person. I'm maybe not going to expect so many things from this person that maybe they never led me to believe they were ready to give. I'm not going to put that kind of pressure. So who knows? It could be 100 different things, but you're going to find out also some things that are going to help you not be in this situation with another person again. So did this reading speak to you? If it did, you know the drill. Please like this video, leave me a quick comment, because I love the comments. I love to hear from you, and I always will respond. Want to know when a new video posts? Hit subscribe and click the notification bell. And as always, I'm sending you sincere love and blessings. I'm always blessing my viewers for a beautiful week ahead, and hope to see you in my next video. Welcome group 3 as I shuffle the cards for you. Please focus your mind on the person that you want to learn about. Should I forgive him? And, got a jumper. We're going to put this card aside. We've got a special card that really wanted to come out for you guys for group 3. All right, so this is a group tarot reading, guys. So it is not going to be 100% accurate for everyone who views it. It's not going to be accurate in the same way as a one-to-one tarot reading is. So as I start to lay out the cards, if they don't seem true to your situation, please check out the reading for group 1 or group 2. But as you focus your mind on your person, that helps me, I hope, and my belief, to tune in and perhaps speak to you more than I would be able to if you didn't focus. All right, guys, just one more shuffle, everyone. And let's see what we have for you. Should I forgive him is the question that we're asking today. Okay, interesting, right off the bat. I think we're talking about, well, let's get the other cards out, but I feel like this is likely going to be about a romantic partner. Should you forgive him? Should you forgive him is what we're talking about here. Okay, so out of 5 cards drawn here, 3 of them are major arcana cards. So this is saying to me, group 3, that one of the ways you'll know this reading is for you, that you're in the correct group for you, is that whatever has happened between you and this person, it's not the first time that something like this has happened in your life. We're looking at 3 major arcana cards. So we're talking about here someone having almost a magical hold on you, where you almost feel like you can't separate yourself. They've drawn you in and somehow you can't get out. There's this on again, off again nature to this relationship, where they're saying something on one day and then the next day it's something else. This is almost a narcissist type reading, where we're looking at somebody who has been manipulating you, has this idea that the only way that he is safe in a relationship is if he's in total control, and it's not that he doesn't love you, but the way his love manifests, his style of love manifests, is in a controlling way. So we see that you've been in a lot of pain over this, and we see that balance needs to be restored. So I'm going to go directly to this card that jumped out of the deck, group 3, because of course we have to ask a little bit more. If we're dealing with a manipulative person, is it really safe? In what way do you want to forgive this person? This might be a situation where you want to forgive this person, but block off all contact, because we want you to come back into balance where you're not draining yourself dry by pouring everything into him. You want to be pouring everything back into yourself and rebuilding yourself and your sense of your own identity at this time. So what's the card that jumped out? Queen of Wands. Now, I like to see this card. What this card always says to me is, this is the card of the witchy woman. So this is the card of the person who maintains balance, maintains her sense of who she is by working with her hands, working in the garden, but tying in the cooking, the gardening, the crafting, the making of things, tying those in with her own personal magic. So this is something we could talk about forever, and something I talk about with my clients and my magical coaching programs. But let's just say that one way that you come back to yourself is by remembering everything that you loved doing before you got involved in this person. And maybe it's playing a musical instrument. Maybe it's, well, I think you get the idea. How many different things this could be. It could be reading. It could be just any interest that you love to do. And you're getting yourself back by building back those elements, especially those that this person might have discouraged or not believed in or not approved of. And I think what's interesting here, we're going to pull some more cards, but I think what's interesting here, group 3, is that the card you chose, the representation of the high priestess that you chose, and the high priestess I chose as the anchor card for this reading. So when you came in, there were 3 different representations of the high priestess, because this is all about getting back into balance with your higher self, letting your higher self tell you how you need to forgive. I believe that forgiveness is always a choice. You can forgive without allowing somebody back into your life. You can forgive by completely forgetting about the person. The great thing about forgiving is until you forgive, that person is active in your consciousness to a certain extent. So they're still feeding off of you in a certain way. So it's all about figuring out how you're going to forgive and what that means to you. So we want you to be the Queen of Wands in this situation. So before even talking about forgiving, you can put on the back burner the idea of whether to forgive or not and just start strengthening yourself. And as you strengthen yourself more and more and go back to who you were before you got involved with this guy, as you do that, the way you want to forgive or how and if you should forgive is going to become very clear to you. Okay, guys, so let's just pull a couple more. Should I forgive him is the question. Group 3, should you forgive? Okay. All right, so you are this is the message, group 3. You are in this period of regaining your power back, strengthening yourself in all ways that make sense to you. And then the time is going to come. You're in a resting phase in terms of making up your mind how you want to forgive. Do you want to forgive? You are going to know. But the time now is not to worry about whether you should forgive. It's not to worry about even what things you may have lost during this relationship. So we're also seeing there's an element here where material goods, jobs, opportunities, there are things that you gave up and put on the back burner in order to be with this person or in order to make this person happy. You were not able to be in the fullness of who you are. So Spirit is just saying, yes, there's going to come a time for you to get into action, decide whether to forgive or not forgive. I don't see you taking this person back into your life, though. So I want to say that. This person has weakened you. This is not going to be getting back together with this person. But you're going to know better how to deal with this person as you get back into balance with yourself. Start putting all of your efforts into yourself, and as much as possible, finding ways to not dwell about him, not think about him. Don't let him take up space in your brain right now. And to all that is possible, try not to let him take space up in your heart. But as you go back to being you, and even perhaps a stronger and more colorful and more vibrant you than you have even been before, then it's going to be clear to you what to do about this other person. All right, did this reading speak to you? If it did, please like the video and leave a quick comment so that I can know how this resonated with you. And want to know when a new video posts? Please hit subscribe and click the notification bell. I'm sending you love and blessings, actively blessing you for a beautiful week ahead, and hope to see you in my next video.